Here are 40 insane details in Fortnite Chapter 6. Godzilla has a lot of quests for you to earn XP, and while most players rush to get them done, stop and read this one. It asks you to travel distance while airborne, and the target is oddly specific, 1,954. After a bit of Googling, I learned Godzilla first released in the year 1954, and this blew my mind. Epic seriously did their homework with the collab because even the Kong skin is insanely accurate. Most players could tell this was the version of Kong from the latest movie because, it's hard to miss the giant glove on his arm. But hiding in his mouth, you'll discover his metal tooth. It's the same one that was put in after his fight with Scar King. Now, I have to remind you that Chapter 6 is responsible for banning basketball in Fortnite. None of the hoops work anymore, but that's okay because you could just make your own. Simply equip the mini hoop back bling and throw a basketball into the sky. Did you know that by turning Fortnite to the maximum graphics possible, you can head to flooded frogs, and in the water, there are dozens of tiny frogs hopping around? Most players will never see this. In one of the more hidden changes of Fortnite's recent update, campfires no longer work for hiding in the storm. If you try to sit at one of these and wait out the circle, good luck, they now take storm damage. Now, earlier I mentioned how Kong has that metal tooth all because of Scar King. It turns out it's not the only way he's been influencing Fortnite's collab. Head over to the mountains near Canyon Crossing, and there's a big orange handprint on the rock. This is obviously a direct reference to his handprint from the film. Maybe it's teasing him getting a skin of his own, but it could just be a simple Easter egg like the funniest detail players are recreating. Before Godzilla and Kong dropped, everyone was sharing the classic meme, and then they realized Fortnite has a barbershop emote now, and it lets you do the exact same joke in game. One of the most intentional details is hiding in the basement of Chapter 6. Daigo's secret room is full of mask designs, including ones we have never seen before until walking in. A ton of players looked at these and thought, I wonder who this belongs to. And after 2 months of waiting, we have our answer. On February 1st, the crew pack is going to update with a brand new character, Haruka of the Masks. And if you look on her shoulder, you can see how Fortnite has been teasing this for a very long time. A more subtle detail that took everyone by surprise was when Godzilla was announced for the season. In the trailer, he showed up out of nowhere with a strange roar, to be honest. Yeah, it's just not what Godzilla sounds like, and everybody knew it. We all just assumed Fortnite didn't have the copyright to his roar or something like that, but then they must have pulled it off overnight. Because when the event began, the gameplay trailer offered us the moment we were all waiting for. Now, that's not the only weird mistake the collab included. They also teased his arrival with some giant footprints near Shining Span. I mean, you can put the dots together yourself. Huge monster prints, a destroyed bridge, it was obviously Godzilla. But when we dropped into play as the big guy, you could quickly realize his feet don't actually fit inside the prints. Not sure if Epic messed this up or they're teasing a completely different monster. I'm gonna guess Godzilla was meant to be larger when designing the map, and then they had to shrink him down to actually turn him into a playable character, and the footprints just got left the same. Now, it's not the only time they made a sacrifice. Billy the Puppet was an outfit nobody expected to see in Fortnite. After all, playing as someone from Saw isn't going to be convincing any parents to buy this for their kids, and well, I guess Epic thought of that. Items like his saw blade pickaxe have a little clarification on them, like actually this one's just for cutting pizza. So in the movies, people get their insides cut open, but this one in Fortnite is just for pizza. What I love to see is that Epic is making sure the rivalry between Nike and Adidas remains as heated as ever. In one of the craziest decisions I can't believe got approved, you could literally wear Nike shoes on Adidas skins. If you were convinced this was a metaverse before, this is the eye-opening moment. Now, it turns out we're just days away from returning to OG Fortnite Season 2, and Epic have already revealed what to expect with a brand new teaser image, and that follows a secret tradition a lot of players aren't talking about. Let's take it back to 2023 when the original Fortnite OG dropped. They remade the first ever loading screen with a flipped perspective. Pretty smart, but then they did it again in 2024 with the release of permanent Fortnite OG, and this time remaking the Season 1 supply drop battle. Now, as you can see, the new Season 2 poster has an even closer look of them dropping into Tilted, just like back in the day. But while everyone has been distracted by Godzilla in the new OG season, hype for Hatsune Miku has remained at an all-time high. Her set is full of details that only die-hard fans are picking up on, like her clear backpack. It's a reference to a popular tradition in the community where fans would get a clear backpack and put all kinds of Miku merch inside. Meanwhile, her other back bling is a wrapped-up leaf leak. It's a reference to one of Miku's first ever viral videos where someone made a Miku cover of the leaked dance video. Did you know Fortnite themselves referenced this all the way back in 2021 with the Frolic emote? It's come full circle apparently. Not to mention her cosmetics are covered with the number 01. It's based on her original codename, Character Voice 01, showing she was the first ever Vocaloid voice bank created by Krypton Future Media. Also, her codename in the files is Jade Towel. Usually these don't mean anything because Epic comes up with random names, except search up Jade Towels and you can see they're actually the color of Miku's hair. Wrapping it back to Godzilla, his set, it's pretty freaking cool. First of all, his back bling, the Exospine, usually adds the spikes on any outfit. Well, that's unless you put it on Godzilla himself, because this back bling will seamlessly merge with his spikes and instead just add the Monarch tech on the sides. Now try to put a different back bling on Godzilla and the spikes would have been pretty awkward to make it work, so instead Epic just straight up shaves his scales off to make room for any back bling. It looks like it hurts. He even got his own Rocket League car and the boost is pretty awesome. When you trigger it, he lets out a roar. Speaking of his roar, the little Godzilla attack emote will actually change depending on what you're wearing. When you're dressed as Kong, you'll hear... And if you decide to rock Mecha Godzilla, you'll get... One of the coolest crossovers we've had recently has been Darth Vader finally returning to Fortnite. They made him look so sick with a new samurai design, except you might look at this and think, Vader kinda looks the same as usual here, and there's an incredible reason for that. Darth Vader's costume was originally based on samurai armor. His iconic helmet is just a samurai helmet painted black, which is pretty amazing to see this come full circle in Fortnite like 40 or 50 years later. It's not the only way Epic have shown themselves as die-hard fans of Star Wars. When stormtroopers are roaming the island, you could dress up as one yourself and talk to them. This is where you would unlock exclusive dialogue where they ask you, have you seen the new T-17? It's literally one of the longest running gags in Star Wars, with stormtroopers having nothing in common, and all they do is ask each other about the latest blaster models. Rogue One, they had the T-15, all the way to Rise of Skywalker's T-18s.
T-18's online yet? Yes, sir. Scanning the perimeter. Hey, did you hear the rumor? Yeah, the T-15s have been marked obsolete.
Fortnite is full of incredible details like this. Chapter 6's island speaks for itself with the insane beauty. If you just stop and appreciate it for a second, you'll notice there are tiny sprite ghosts floating through the air around shrines. I bet you never saw these little guys before. Most players also didn't notice the Bevy metal back bling. Look inside to see canned versions of your favorite Fortnite drinks. There is Slap, Slurp, Flowberry, and more in here. Speaking of local businesses, Kappa Kappa has been evolving like crazy recently, and with their new factory setup, it's affecting the rest of the island. You can see them expanding everywhere, from food trucks to shipping containers, even franchise stores now. Epic is going all out with the environmental storytelling this season, even hiding some details and emotes. While wearing Kong, his Beast Glove emote, it looks pretty normal. But trying this on another skin will reveal it injecting something into their arm. And yes, it's the same stuff Kong was given by Monarch in the movie. Not every detail is intentional. Some players are reporting that when they get eliminated by Godzilla, Fortnite tells them they got destroyed by an apple. Maybe I'm just not getting the reference. Anyone know? One of the weirdest secrets has to be the fact you could turn on performance mode and watch Alistair's entire outfit just change color. Why? Some outfits are pure comedy gold. Deadpool infamously released in a battle pass years ago, and no one's been able to get him since. Luckily, Fortnite helped us out by releasing Fishpool in 2024. While Deadpool's description was of course the merc with the mouth, Fishpool dropped with the phrase, the fish with the gills. Not only that, but his backbling is a reference to the popcorn bucket that was going viral for Deadpool vs. Wolverine. You see, finding details, it's all about noticing patterns, like how all of Fortnite's OG styles have been suspiciously the same color. Every time they mess up and need to reward OG players, they give them a black and gold style for free. So I don't know if they're trying to establish a range of exclusive skins that anyone could notice from a distance, but that's what I think. Not the only thing you can see from a distance, Godzilla is, I'm not saying massive here, he's big. He's so big, he usually gets eliminated within a few minutes of appearing. Did you know though, it's actually possible to win as him. You have to claim the portal right before it despawns, and if you do, you'll get a rare Godzilla Royale, something very few players have gotten. You can say the same about crowns in OG. After months of fans begging Epic to add them to the mode, they have finally listened. You can now flex your wins, and who knows, maybe they'll even add them to Ballistic next. What we do know is that they consider every possible scenario when developing new features. For the Godzilla Rift portals, Epic somehow remembered to add a rule for bots, so on the slim chance that a bot would accidentally walk into one of these portals, it actually won't work. This ensures that Godzilla only belongs to real players. Now soon we'll get to see the release of Gala Glimmer, an updated version of the Elsa skin from all those years ago, but fans think it's a secret reference to a meme. At one point, there was a viral image of an alternate Elsa named Helsa, and now comparing her with Gala Glimmer, I can see why it's a popular theory. One of the coolest crossover vehicles we've got in this chapter has to be the Cyberpunk 2077 VTEC car, especially because it has a secret no one's talking about. Press the horn, and you'll hear an entirely custom sound ripped straight from the game. Comment below an insane detail that I haven't mentioned yet, and maybe you'll be in our next video. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.